So today, my copy of Torchbearer has arrived, brought to me by the Priority Mail Service of the United States Postal Service. I was initially thinking that this product would take a long time to reach me. I was communicated with early last week by the shipping department for the company, and given a tracking number, and then I noticed it took 5 days for the package to cross New York City. So I assumed from that it would be crawling across the states and then slowly swimming across the ocean to reach me. However, it took only 2 days to reach me here in Korea once it navigated the perils of New York City. So let's take a look at Torchbearer. So this is your typical padded envelope, and inside the hardcover book is wrapped in shrink wrap. Now this is a very nice touch. On very fine paper is a thank you letter for participating in the Kickstarter. Good. Also included is a promotional sticker. Here is the game. Now this was initially described as a love letter to old school gaming, or a love letter to basic D&D. And looking at this art, you can certainly see that there's some truth in that. Now that I've taken the shrink wrap off, I had a very strong memory taking me back to my first ever Dungeons and Dragons hardcovers. You know, the first edition DMG and player's guides and monster manual. The texture of this matte finish cover is very evocative of how those books felt and looked. And let's open it up and see what we have inside. Nice creaking. The pages are an off-white, kind of a cream color, much like this thank you letter. And the layout and design, chart heavy and large print, very easy to read, very familiar seeming, good art, very nice printing, and it just feels like a very well constructed, solid book. Now, I don't have too much to say actually about the game, or although I have read it. I ordered it initially to see what they were going to do, how the group that gave us Burning Wheel, which is a game that I do not enjoy, how would this group actually create a game that's supposed to create for its players that environment of, let's say, problem solving and self-immersion in this kind of dungeon crawl environment. How would they go about creating a game that produced that feeling for the modern player? And frankly, I've been very impressed with how the game does that. I'm not really sure that I'll ever get the chance to play it. Actually, I guess what I should say is I'm more likely to play it than run it. And I'm very curious how a bunch of people who weren't even alive when the games that this is hearkening back to were being played for the first time. I'm very curious how the new generation of gamers will react to this game and how they will take its rules and implement it. I'm particularly interested in the young people, you know, the 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds of this day, if they get a hold of this rule book and try and figure it out without interference or aid from older or more experienced gamers. I'm very curious what they will make of it and do with it. Anyway, Kickstarter was incredibly well run, and I'm very impressed that the company is still hanging on to these and not selling them until all of the backers, of which I am one, receive their copy. And not only did they run an excellent Kickstarter campaign, they maintained excellent communication after the campaign ended, and excellent service to produce a fantastic product on time.